Do I know if he did it? No. I have my theories of what might be going on, but just imagine for a second that you're accused of something that let's say he theoretically he didn't do it. Okay, just let's entertain that idea for a second. Let's say he didn't do it, and let's put ourselves in his situation, where if you were accused of something that you didn't do, how would that feel? And let's say there was no evidence and you were thrown into jail and people just all over the internet demonized you because you said things in the past that they disagreed with. So they just automatically think that you're a sex trafficker. And see, speaking of his victims, I was right before I went live, I was reading something, and I honestly, I can't tell what's true and what's not, but according to this, one of his victims in court was saying, no, he did not sex traffic me. I did not feel like trapped. I could have left any time. And the judge said, no, you're brainwashed. So that's, to me, like the theories of like that. It's like a lot of people say the Romanian prison system is very corrupt, that the police are corrupt. And I don't know very much about Romania. And, you know, it's weird because I do see him as a force for good. I think he was the necessary pushback against certain things in the world. And hell, I've even had a lot of women recently that used to hate them and turn around, and a lot of people have turned around and started to like him. And honestly, like, this whole guilty till proven innocent stuff is scary as shit, because it can happen to you. Think about that. You know what? Like, I honestly, yeah, I've seen, there's stuff he said that I totally disagree with. I disagree with the body count stuff. That's his opinion. I think it's bullshit. And I've said it in the past, like him ragging on female pilots. That's bullshit. I don't agree with that stuff. But you know, all the stuff I do agree with, and the stuff that I see his that I really like, and his brother Tristan Tate, you know, like, it's weird because this guy, I'm gonna level with you guys, not to get emotional. But last year, around March to April, it was one of the hardest times in my life. Like, I was in a very, very bad depression. Like, the first time in my life where it's like I could not get out of bed. And for one, I'm not going to credit him with helping me the most. The person that helped me the most was my aunt, who actually I'm now living with. And it was because of her every single day phoning me, making sure I'm okay, answering. And this woman is a very busy woman. She has grandkids. She has a very busy job. She's writing a book, painter. That's one of her paintings behind me. And she was just there for me. Because you know what? I felt no one was there for me. No one was in my corner in that time, other than this guy. Yeah, Wes Garbino. And there was people in my family who I was very disappointed by, and I felt they should have been there for me. And they weren't. And that's fine. Whatever. And something about how Andrew Tate talks, his voice, his motive. Hell, I was talking to a female yesterday, and she said she listens to his motive, even though it's more tailored towards men. She was like, I listen to his stuff before working out because he pumps me up. Honestly, I get really pumped up listening to this guy and Jordan Peterson. And these are the guys that are telling men to walk away from crappy women and to take care of yourself and to make sure your life is great and improve yourself and walk away from rude, shitty women. So as a woman, I don't understand why you'd be against men doing that. Like, if a guy was against women leaving abusive relationships, that guy would be an asshole. I do think there are a bit of insecure women that don't like this guy telling men to value themselves. And the messages of him that I've seen, him and his brother, it's like, you know, Tristan Tate was, the first thing I ever saw of Andrew Tate was a clip saying, like, you know, I think men have it harder going through breakups. And, like, we could get into that or not into that. But honestly, yeah, I agree with that. I found that when, after I got, like, left for another dude, after I took care of someone and gave it my all and gave this relationship my all, and I was too invested in the relationship, and that's what happened. I felt the breakup more because she left me for another guy, so she's not going to be overly sad. And even if she was, more friend groups, and maybe it was just I didn't have a lot of friends or family out there because it was like a place where the first language was different than my language that I know. And, like, men don't have the same support systems. Like, you know, like, just like we don't have people, tons of, like, you know, and attractive men, even like really very very attractive men, don't have tons of guys in their DMs. And I'm not saying DMs and guys in your DMs is like the best emotional support, but women tend to crowd around each other better and support each other and prop each other up, and that's great. I don't disagree with that. But Andrew was telling people, and his brother, like, you men need to say I love you. They need to support each other more, and I don't understand why that's a bad message. It's just weird because men have these two heroes, and like Joe Rogan too, and he's getting canceled here left and right here all the time. But Jordan Peterson, who's a fellow Canadian, and Andrew, like, these guys that are like pushing men forward, and Tristan, and they said like they're heroes to men, and a lot of men I know secretly very much like these guys, and have it's like they have said, these guys are the reason, these have gotten me out of a darker place. These guys have helped me through tough times. These guys have pushed me. And now they're throwing men's two heroes in, well, one's going in jail, one's locked in jail with no evidence against him, and Jordan Peterson, because he shared a tweet of Justin Trudeau's main political opponent, he might be getting his psychology license pulled back. And he says radical things like men should take care of themselves. That's insane. And, you know, you know what, the best thing I've seen in a while was this she was a writer, and her name was Nora Vincent, and she disguised herself as a man. And I've read this article here and there, and it happened a while ago that she did it. And like, I don't think men just have it the worst all the time. I think in modern day, men and women, there's different things that are going on and different pressures. And it's just like, here's something: men, the rate of suicide for men is way higher. Like, if you think I'm just an idiot that just I don't hate women. And like, anytime a guy talks about men issues, it's like, oh yeah, men's right activist here, dickhead. And it's like, then they just assume you're a virgin or you hate women. And it's just like, no, guys go through different things. Family court takes us to the fucking cleaners if we have a dispute with an ex-wife or something. I've never gone through that, but it's like, open your eyes. And yeah, women have it shitty in a lot of other ways, and they I'm not discounting that. It's funny, me and a female coworker, when I was in Quebec, we both worked under the same cinematographer that was a very abusive fellow, and he got away with this because, oh, he's so talented. But we were talking about the abuse we faced from him, and mine, it was like being told to shut the fuck up, and he would constantly criticize me, yell at me, swear at me, and he would make other dudes around me cry, and he would brag and laugh about it, that type of bullshit. You know, calling me a fucking idiot, telling me to shut the fuck up, and that's stuff like men face in jobs a lot, like. But with this female coworker, she got, he would always tell her to massage her. He would constantly invite her over to swim in his pool and dinner, and me and her both agreed. I was like, yeah, like, we both face harassment. Like, I'm way more likely to get like verbally harassed in a way by a dude than you are, but like, you're way more likely to get sexually harassed. Like, but then, you know, this chick also pointed out, but like, yeah, like, but if a chick was harassing you at work, people wouldn't take it as serious. And it's like, yeah, but it's like these things that we need to work together on, not point the finger at other sex. And it's just like, I believe, yeah, a guy is way more likely to be called a pussy at work, like, and be made fun of and be called shit talked to. And while a girl, yeah, she's way more likely to have her pussy grabbed. Like, you know, it's, you know, a female friend sent me this the other day. The women blaming men for everything wrong in their life sickens me. Men are amazing and should be cherished. I'm hearing shit like this more. People are turning around and saying, yeah, let's stop fucking like being in this echo chamber of hating men. Anyway, sorry, back to the text. It's not every guy's a bad guy because you picked the wrong guys or give yourself out too easy and guys don't respect you because of it. The men hating needs to stop. Men are so important. Kids need their dads. Women need men, just like men need women. We're not equals, and that's what makes us special. And at the same time, I'm going to say, like, there's guys that are bitter towards women. And, you know, I know a couple guys, they have you know, if they started to hate women, I would get it. Like, I kind of started to understand why women hate men, because it's like you have a couple bad things happen to you in a row because of a partner. And it just, you kind of can get bitter. And I think that's extremely unhealthy. And, you know, I'm looking at myself and it's like, no, it's because of the women that I've allowed into my life. The people that I've allowed to get close to. It's because of pure loneliness that I allowed certain women in my life. And they hurt me. So I need to prop myself up more. I need to be more secure in who I am. I need to, yeah, my goal in my life right now is get on a more stable track, buy a house, have more male friends, have more hobbies, so that no one can knock me off kilter when I'm dating them. And I'm not going to give everything to a relationship again. I'm not going in at 100% anymore. Like, it's going to be all about me for the next 15 years, or after that. Like, I made the mistake. It was a mistake. I went too hard in on a relationship and gave someone everything, and they didn't appreciate it, and it fucking sucks. But, like, I'm not going to get bitter towards women. Like, it's just bullshit. It's a bullshit attitude. And, like, I thank that person for coming in my life and teaching me a lesson. Like, it was a shitty lesson to learn. But and, like, at the same time, I'm going to say, like, why is Cardi B, like, why is, like, so Andrew Tate's being accused of this stuff, but Cardi B has actually bragged about drugging and, like, robbing men, and no legal action, no cancellation, no anything. Like, that's just fine. So that's a bullshit double standard. Also, like, honestly, I'm a little bit tired of hearing, oh, men use women and for sex. It's like, well, no, there's two people tango. Like, that's it. Unless the guy said he fucking loved you and then had sex with you and left right away. There was one girl I went on a hike with, and she kept going on, oh, men just use me for sex. But then an hour later, she was bragging like, yeah, I'm a fucking bitch to men, and if men can't handle me, that's their problem. It's like, okay, well, maybe these men aren't using you for sex. Maybe you guys have dated for a couple months, you sleep together a couple times, and you start having a really bitchy attitude, and they get really sick of it, and then they leave. I don't understand how that's a bad thing. Also, like, the same girls that talk about, oh, men use women for stuff, and it's like, well, these same girls tend to be the girls that go on date after date after date to get free dinners. So it's like, don't act like you don't use men either. We seem to use each other, and I think that's shitty in general anyways. But again, I just find him to be extremely motivating, and I think he is a force for good. I definitely do. Like, I don't like all the stuff he said, but that's the thing. I'm not, like, if I ever meet him, maybe I would avoid the body count thing, or maybe I'd ask him about it. But, like, he has, I don't know how full of shit he is, but, like, he has pumped a lot of men up. He has encouraged a lot more men to go to the gym and work on themselves, love themselves, be more secure in who they are, be successful, and walk away from bad relationships and shitty, bitchy women. And I encourage men to do that too. And women, like, if you're in a shitty relationship or there's a guy being a bag of shit, walk away from him. No one needs that. Honestly, yeah, like, going back to the breakout thing, and it's just the breakup thing, like, and how I think men go through it a little harder. It's just like, I think in social settings, men learn harder lessons quicker. And I think that's the privilege. There's some privileges of being a man, no doubt. But a privilege of being a man, it's like a hidden one, is that, like, you learn lessons a little harder and quicker. While, like, I had to sit with myself. And a lot of men sit with themselves after the breakup. And it's hard to get out there. And, like, dating is a little bit more tailored towards women. And women more have the power on the dating apps, blah, 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 blah. But, for example, like, in group settings, hot women, more people just want hot women around. It's just like, clubs let women in for free because they just want more hot girls there, and that's just the way life is. And so I was sitting and talking with, like, two other male friends, and we were talking, and it's just like, there was one person in this friend group. She was extremely condescending to people around. She was extremely bitchy. She often said racist things. And I said, like, why do you guys put up with that? Why do you guys still have her around? And it's like, well, she dresses really skimpy, and she's really flirtatious with us when she gets, like, that drunk at parties. And in a way, I feel bad because they don't value her. They don't value her personality, because she's a shitty person. And, like, for one, if I acted like her or said the things that she did, I would not be invited around anymore. So, like, men can get excluded a little quicker, and so they have to learn to adapt and be less of a fucking asshole and, like, say. And that's the thing. Like, I was thinking of sitting these two dudes across from me. It's like, I couldn't have said half the things she said because someone would have turned around and said something to me. Or, like, if I was as rude as she was to them, one of them would have popped me in the fucking mouth. And I would have been, as Bill Burr said, driving home. It's like, yeah, maybe I was an asshole. But it's like, and at the same time, I also feel bad that she was almost, like, sexualized like that. But it's just like, I just don't think this person was very nice. But yeah. No, I definitely think that men and women both have their struggles. I don't discount anything that women are going through. And it's just like, I like how it has, and I think him and Jordan Peterson and Joe Rogan and other figures who are very controversial and that people seem to hate have been the start of, yeah, you know what, maybe they are going through something. Maybe we need to look at how we are. And honestly, I definitely don't think, I don't think that it's bad that men walk away from shitty women. Sorry, I'm like reading the comments and no, and like people, because okay, so from the convoy there was an account that who was a streamer, and he gave his account to someone else, and that person's using it to promote her OnlyFans. Honestly, I have mixed feelings about stuff like that. I don't know if it is the most morally right, but I posted a video today and some shorts talking about not exactly this, but I think women and men should be able to wear whatever they want, but there's consequences that come with what you wear and how you sexualize yourself. So I'm going to be very straightforward here. If you're the type of person that says she's wearing a skirt, so she deserved it, or was asking for it, you're an asshole. Like, that's not true, and that's bullshit. Like, that is... I don't believe that. I don't think that's an excuse for that. But at the same time, if you're someone that is very out there and you're posting yourself in thongs on Instagram and you're pushing your butt out there, whatever, you do you, girl or guy or whatever you are, go for it. But there are the consequences of that. You will be sexualized and you will get comments on your ass, and some people don't care. Some girls know that dudes stare at them at the gym and they love it. But to complain about it after sexualizing yourself, I'm like, why am I seen as a sexual object? Why are men commenting about my boobs or ass on the internet? That is so rude. Well, it's like, stop posting your ass in a thong on Instagram if you don't like those comments. Like, I don't know. Like, and I'm not saying it's great. I'm not saying women don't get harassed. Like, prolonged stares are weird. Unwanted touching's weird. That's not okay. But this bullshit of these girls on TikTok in the last bit, like, guys, they're like, in, like, skin tight Spanx and your ass is like seen through, or you know, they're working out in thongs and guys glance over and these women are putting these men on blast for that. That's bullshit. Anywho, so I'm watching the chat on my iPad. I can't quite see it on my computer because this is the first time ever using OBS. So I think, you know what, I did want to cover what I want to cover. I kind of got off topic. I didn't talk too much about Tate, but it's like, honestly, I will admit, I like him. Fuck it. I also like Donald Trump. I like Jordan Peterson. I like these guys. I don't agree with everything that they say, but I'm not hiding this shit anymore. Yeah, I agree with some of what these men say. Hell, I even believe in lower taxes. There, I said it. Boom. I think it's amazing that people are realizing, yeah, like, there is a bit of an attack on masculinity, and it's totally fine for men to be themselves and want to go to the gym. It's not, and it, like, just saying, like, this whole, like, oh, there's an attack on masculinity. I know, you just sound like a fucking crackpot, but you know what, when he talks about the Matrix or whatever, like, I always think of it as, like, the endless scroll, or, you know, what the news is pushing, and I definitely, yeah, it's probably healthy to get out of that. It's get out of the Matrix, live life, be more in the moment. Anyways, now I'm off into tangents and I'm rambling, so you guys have a great day. Thank you guys very much. Have a good day. Bye.